I was just thinking about where we were a year ago and here we are now. We really have come so far in my brother's care. Um, I really, I don't know. Last week I was with some friends doing a music video, and because I'm a musician and they're also musicians, so um, they'd asked me to join them in their music video. And we were just talking with some other folks who are also being caregivers to parents. Okay, at this time I am not my parents caregiver, I'm my brother's caregiver because he is disabled. Um, but we were talking about, me and my friends talking about how much we've put in for caring for our loved ones, right? And only it's only in the fact that I've like documented a lot of this on camera and in audio that if I had to tell people the stuff I did to get my brother to where he is right now, uh, they probably wouldn't believe me. The links that I have gone through and continue to go through to make sure he is okay. And a lot of it's kind of unfair. I'm just going to, not unfair for me, but unfair for the system to work this way, that I have to go through these links. And I'd mentioned this in another video when my brother finally was able to sit in the doctor's office long enough to get a blood work and get some care. Trying to explain this to the doctor, she was befuddled and did not believe me. It almost like she didn't believe what I was saying, you know. And I was like, well, I don't know what to tell you, Mel, because this is what we've been doing and this is where we have been. And I'm grateful, I'll say that, because even now, like, my brother was going, like, this week was a little bit, I feel like it was a manic week for him. And that's where I am now, where we're not in emergency situations. Okay, person with the leaf blowing. We're not in an emergency situation right now at all. But I just want to up his care even more, because I don't want it to ever get to that situation anymore. That means I have to start noticing his patterns of behavior and noticing when he might be having a manic versus depressed, aware of it. I wish I'm wishing I could know what to do in those situations. So I have to start doing my, even deeper research to help him feel more evened out so he doesn't get to the manicness, because I know what to do to help him to get out of the depressiveness, but what to do when he's manic. So that's kind of where I am right now. And if you're interested in what all I've done, you could definitely watch my playlist about my brother's care. Like, he has panic attacks. He's bipolar. He's had psychosis. He's had a lot of things go on in the last few years, quite honestly. But since he's been with me in this last year or so, he was hospitalized at least once for, a few weeks. And I've been able to help him nutritionally, because a lot of it is where, you're missing certain things out of your body. And it's not always the medicine that's going to help you. So I use both. So I'm not saying don't take the medicine, but there also needs to be the other element of the nutrition, because nutrition builds up your tissues in your body it activates, certain hormones in your body that you need, that you may be missing. Um, and I think a lot of times people don't recognize the importance of having nutritional balance in their body, you know? But yeah, you know, and like I said, I continue to work on this with him. He trusts me, and like I said, I've gotten him so far to where right now, even in this manic week, he kind of, I don't want to say crashed out, crashed out as in went to sleep for, like, it seemed like 2 days straight, almost. Okay. So I'm trying to like notate that and pay attention to those cycles. So after he had a bit of manicness for about 3, 4 days, he Saturday was asleep for hours and hours, longer than that I would normally notice. And then this morning he slept in. I think I'm going to be honest, I think it's also because I stay over there on the weekends at the apartment. I think that helps him to feel more calm because again, he has panic attacks. He worries a lot, and he feels, I think, more at ease. Even at the last doctor's appointment, I had the sense that he wanted me to tell him what to do so that he would be safe. Okay. So um we, like I said, we got the care that we needed. The only issue that I got with the medication, one that he does take, is the 30-day one. It's like, why is it that we have to, and I understand it's a highly controlled substance that we have to check in every 30 days to get a new prescription of that. But, but he's taking it because I'm helping him take it. Um, and it does take a lot because his memory, that's the, other thing. I'm still testing his memory. He is remembering some things, but then I can still see the slip of the memory of certain things. So I have to be around to make sure he turns off the oven, those kind of things. And that he remembers that he always has a home to go to, no matter what he might be, upset about or whatever. He has somewhere to go. But I've not seen any outburst of anything like disturbing lately. Okay. So yeah, so things have been going pretty well. And I am, like I said, super thankful. We'll continue to work on, nutrition, things like that. But my channel, I will say this, I'm thankful that I was already a biohacker. I can only imagine what it would have been like had I had not any kind of nutritional, spiritual background in order to come prepared to help my brother in the way that I helped him, because I really don't think anybody else in my family, number one, would have been able to do it, even though they probably would have tried. I had a holistic approach, and like I said, I already had the background because I do things for myself to help, help myself nutritionally. And the fact that I work in a school that I have to have the patience and the organization enough to see this through. And again, I know a lot of people would not have had the same background to be able to do this work. So, yeah. What's in store for me? So, the next week, this is our last week in school until the new year. I need to get organized. I need to think about all the things I've gone through and talked about out loud with notes, because I just don't have the time to sit down and really organize all the stuff I discovered and researched. And hopefully those 2 weeks will help me have the time to organize all my notes, to have a more formulated system so that other people can benefit from what I've been able to, figure out and do for my brother. Because there are people who are dealing with mental illness and disability, cognitive decline, and things like that that I've been doing the research for years. Okay, for years at this point. And no, I'm not a doctor, and I thought about that too, where people will say, well, you're not a doctor. I was like, well, there's a lot of people who have healed themselves and they're not doctors. And I'm not saying don't, listen to your doctors either. They can be a part of your wellness team. They're not with you 24/7. You are. And I say this a lot on my channel. You know what's best for you. But I think we all have to start thinking about wellness versus illness, right? So think of it, and I've said this, doctors are body mechanics. Like when you're driving your vehicle or whatever it is that you use to get around town with or whatever, like you maintain your vehicle, right? You put gas in it. I hope you clean it out. You get the tune-ups, right? You don't wait until the lights come on. Some people do. And there's that. So you got to maintain your body. And some people don't like exercise. Okay, I get that. Go get a hobby that's more physical. Dancing. Some of y'all do that anyway on the internet. So make some kind of wellness routine. Get something, right? And then when it comes to the eating, unfortunately, our country does not promote wellness in eating. It's all about selling the food products, not the food to nourish you, the food products. But yeah, if people are interested, just check out my channel here. Like I said, I'm working on getting more organized because yeah, it's been a year. It's been a year, friends. But I'm thankful. And even this morning, my brother, before he went out to wander around, whatever he's doing, he seemed more clear-headed after sleeping for hours and hours. He needed that. And the thing is, I wish I could find a way to help him be consistent because I'm at work. See, it would be different if I was there more often, but I have to go to work to earn the money. And even every once in a while, he'll say, well, when are you going to retire? I was like, I will say, unfortunately, before he came along, I was working on that, and my plan fell through because now he is my dependent, and I have to use my money to help him. And I'm not complaining, but that's where I am. So maybe I can get it together, like I said, organized, and get my book out there, because there's that. I'm not relying on ChatGPT because I have my own hours and hours and hours of video, my own hours and hours of video, not ChatGPT, but whatever they call it, AI and all the things. Okay, I have my own resources. I do my own research for years, for like 10 years worth of stuff. There's still stuff on my Facebook page. That's how deep it's going. I'm not even on Facebook anymore as much. Like I used to do a biohacking Sundays thing on my Facebook for years, y'all. Like articles I would find and think that other people could benefit from. So yeah, I just need to go start collecting up my research from social medias and put it in one location. Okay. The one thing I just cannot beat is the whole like allergy thing. I can't beat the environment. Like if things are blooming and things are blowing in my face, that causes problems. And that is going to be the number one thing that is going to be the downfall for a lot of people, is going to be environmental, not food, not inactivity, but we can't beat, the stuff, the pollution is going to be the end of us, unfortunately. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go. I've got unpack some groceries and some other things that I got for my brother. So, just checking in with y'all. I hope that you're being well. Practice wellness, even if it's simple things like moving your body, drinking waters. Okay, all those things. Be well.